When life gets unpredictable, preparation matters. In medicine, it's all about staying alert, ready for whatever comes through the door. On the road, it's no different. That's why Volvo designs vehicles to help anticipate risk, reduce harm, and protect lives. The Volvo XC90's advanced safety systems inspire confident decisions wherever the road takes you. The Volvo XC90, for life. Proud sponsor of the Pit Podcast. Learn more at volvocars.ca/safety.
It is no question, there is no question that public transit is suffering post-pandemic. Less riders on buses and on trains and on metros. So let's talk about solutions here to getting people back onto public transit. And perhaps the solution is a more personalized service. That's what EXO is trying to do in Greater Montreal. Transport on demand. It's a pilot project that's being carried out in Beloeil and Terrebonne, and it's already seen an increase in the number of bus trips. As part of this new service that's been in testing since 2021, customers can book their trip using an app from EXO's customer service. The user specifies their desired destination and time of departure and is then given an itinerary and the time of the bus. Hélène Cloutier is Executive Director of Client Engagement, Partnerships, and Mobility Innovation at EXO, and she joins us on the line. Hélène, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
So tell me how EXO is trying to make public transit use more personalized.
Well, definitely, as you correctly said, coming out of the pandemic, on-demand transit for us it might be a good solution to assess and answer new travel needs. So our main objective with EXO On Demand is to offer more flexibility to customers and facilitate local travel thanks to shorter and more flexible routes. So this is what we're trying to achieve with our pilot project. And when we do have great success since almost 2 years now in Beloeil that we operate EXO On Demand.
So why don't you explain how it works? Because I know the app is involved, and I find this so interesting because, we all know over the last many years now, right? Things like Uber that came out and just how you're able to sort of say where you are and see little, indications on a map of where you want to go and all that kind of stuff. Tell me about how the app works to bring bus service into this century.
So it's pretty easy. The customer books his trip using the mobile app, as you explained. The customer can also call our customer relations center. He specifies his destination and the time at which he wishes to leave. And then the customer is informed of the approach of the vehicle in real time. He comes to a stop at the right time, and he pays directly on the bus. And the good thing is that the algorithm matches passengers.
Hey, Hélène, yes. I just want to say, because your phone just glitched out a bit, like we lost you for a bit there while you were doing the perfect explanation. So why don't you just take it from the top on how it works there, because we missed a chunk of your answer.
I'm very sure about that. So the customer books the trip using the mobile application. They also can call the customer relations center. He specifies his destination and the time at which he wishes to leave. Then he's informed of the approach of the vehicle in real time. He comes to a stop at the right time, and he pays for his trip directly on the bus. And the good thing is that the algorithm of the mobile application matches passengers and creates a route for the driver, allowing the route, and it reduces also the time on board. So it's basically in between a taxi service and a bus. So the client accepts to maybe be more in the bus than he would be alone in a taxi. So the time on board is longer than a taxi, but shorter because the algorithm is making it very fast for the client on board. So it's having good success since we launched it. As of now, we've seen the number of trips increase by 120% since 2019 compared to the local offer we had in the same area.
We're with Hélène Cloutier from EXO. So, Hélène, this sounds like a game changer. It creates so much more inefficiency. You think of a traditional bus service in the suburbs, a bus always taking the same route, always making the same stops, always going down the same path, even if no one is there. And now basically it's like a halfway point between taxi and a bus that will save people so much time. This sounds like a game changer, and it sounds like it could be the future of public transit in less populated areas. Is that like, this is pilot project now, but how far do you think you'll be able to take this?
As you correctly said, the travel patterns have changed so much since the pandemic that Exo On Demand optimize the services offered in an area by adjusting the offer. It also allows us to extend some time slots in the evenings and on the weekend for better service. The time is reduced, the frequencies are better. So definitely, as you said, on a local standpoint, this allows us to increase the kind of services we wish to give to our population. And definitely, we have a great interest from a lot of cities in the suburbs of Montreal who wishes to have those trial in the near future.
So let's talk about that expansion here. So right now, Beloeil and Terrebonne, this is where you're doing these pilot projects. Do you foresee an expansion to other places?
We do. So we have good results in Beloeil since now June 2021. We've launched Terrebonne in July 2022, and we are testing different things in Terrebonne than in Beloeil because we want to adjust this kind of service. And our plan to grow those kind of services is almost done. Our next step is to present it to the RATM. We are finalizing the details to present them those options, and definitely with the answers that we have as of now, as per the client, but also the municipalities, it gave us green lights that we should move forward.
And can I ask you this? Will this change the future of what vehicles you purchase? Because I would if it's more personalized, it sort of seems like a gigantic bus to fit 100 people isn't the way to go, and maybe actually smaller vehicles and like taxis and all that kind of thing. Do you think it's going to change the nature of the vehicles used to provide public transit?
I do. So in Beloeil, we are making this pilot project with regular buses, and in Terrebonne, we have it with regular cars, like if we would give a taxi service. So we're testing both kind of services. In France, they're making transit on demand for quite a time now, and they are using, the Sprinter kind of cars in between taxis and buses. So definitely based on the area that needs to be served, the kind of services that is needed, the amount of population and clients that are using those on-demand services, we will adapt the kind of vehicles to make it as relevant as possible.
And when you see, Marie-Hélène, the cutbacks happening at some transit agencies, obviously top of mind is what's happening with the STM, right? Massive cutbacks, buses and metros and that kind of thing. Do you think programs like this are a way to make the most out of the money you do have? And if budgets have to be cut, can this be a way to provide great service with a lower budget?
We do think so. This is why we've put a lot of effort in our growth and customer acquisition strategy. As I said, we are ready to present it to the RATM because we think that this strategy is a good one to work in better serving our clients. We'll using wisely the funding that we have, and this is why we've launched a second project in July 22nd to be able to test new kind of services around this on demand offer. So definitely we will keep on making the right analysis to make sure that our clients are satisfied, adjust the offer, and definitely present this strategy very shortly because we have so much positive things and outcomes that there's something there. I'm able to say that 53% of those travels made in Exo On Demand used to be done by a car. So this demonstrates that on-demand transit is a real alternative, not only to a better service in the mobility industry, but also a good alternative to the cars.
And Mary-Hélène, there's no extra cost here for the user. If you have your monthly pass, it's covered. It's the same thing, right?
It's the same thing. It's covered.
Great. Mary-Hélène, this is fascinating. I hope it turns out to be expanded and go to other places. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Mary-Hélène Cloutier is Executive Director of Client Engagement Partnerships and Mobility Innovation at EXO.